Welcome to Unit 12 Jump Game Level 0. In this unit, we're going to take all the pieces of the mini lesson from Unit 11 and I think some Unit 9 stuff and probably a little bit of Unit 7, and now we're going to put it together to create a jump game. And then we'll probably mix in some other stuff as well. Okay, so what you'll learn out of this unit here, you're going to combine all your other mini lessons. We're going to learn a little bit about layering sorry, I think I said layering. Okay, so layering allows you to create some interactive art, and we'll use variables to control those reactions and multiple functions and multiple sprites. We're going to combine jumping and velocity into functions in one sprite. We broke those apart in the other mini lessons where we had one jumping and then the other one is moving left and right with its the X velocity. We'll combine those into one single sprite. And then we're also going to, again, twist up a little bit of the special effects to give you a different use for them. Nothing super fancy, but it makes your programs a little bit better. Okay, so the jump game. All right. Okay, so I made this game probably about 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember how long ago. Hold on, I got to turn off the noise here. Okay, so what you have is a little rolling ball thing, and actually, I think this is the wrong version of the program. Hold on, let me pause it and go find the right one. Okay, I did have the right version. Okay, so let's check this program out. You'll notice we have a title screen right here. I made that in PowerPoint, and then I have a set of instructions come through. You'll just use the arrow keys, and there's a timer. The timer's up here. Okay, and then we have a level, then a score, and the score is based upon a calculation of amount of time left and how soon you get through. And then you can see the sprite. We jump across the platforms that have the black outlines. And then once we get to the door, it takes you to the next level. And okay, so pretty simple program, nothing super complex. And our goal is just to get through the platforms. The next version of this program will be a little bit more difficult because we'll have some interactive items inside of the program, as well as some rocks flying around and some lava. But the main idea to get out of here is to switch between levels, to create a jumping object, and then create some sort of interactivity with the door. Whoops, I missed that. Okay, anyhow, so you can see what happens once your little ball comes down here and touches the lava. It'll tell it game over, and if you win, the win sprite will pop up, which I didn't have it win, and I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me play the whole program over and over again. Okay, but you got the basic idea of what's taking place with this. Just so you know, the student version, your graphics will look a little bit better than mine on a couple of these. I went and redrew them with the vector artwork here in Scratch. I guess just to make it look a little bit nicer. Again, I'm more worried about the programming than actually the artwork. You all are probably much better artists than me, and you can make this look a lot nicer. Okay, so let's go through the program. Nothing super different in here that you haven't seen yet. We're doing the same concept with the X velocity. Okay, so this code right here is basically the same as you saw in, I think, mini lesson 11.5. Down here, we add a little if statement to the same forever loop. We told if it's touching red, broadcast a message called game over. That's the one you saw right here. Then we stop this script. We stop this script because it has a forever loop. Over here, this is the function for the sprite that causes the jump up and down. And you'll notice I'm talking about the sensor right here, not the wheel. We're doing the same thing with the wheel that we had done with the Ant Maze sprite, where the wheel is just going to go on top of the sensor, and the sensor will be what actually drives and moves the sprite around the scene here. Okay, so same concept here, nothing you haven't seen yet. Stage, probably should start there, but hold on. Okay, so the stage, there's a little note. That's a note for the next level. Okay, again, the stage, we host all the variables being created and showing up on the screen. Again, just a timer, you've already made this. There's some adjustments to the volume right here, maybe a little bit different combination, but nothing entirely new for you. Over here on the platforms, we're just going to tell it to switch to a different costume based upon the level that gets broadcasted out with this message called next level. So whatever the message is that gets sent to here, we check the variable to see its value, then we switch to that costume. Notice we only have to set the XY coordinates one time on this program. The reason is because the sprite costumes for all the levels, you can see there's a lot more. Oh, I forgot there's some better levels on here. Okay, anyhow, so this will switch to the levels, and all the levels take up the entire screen. So if you went to this one right here, and I was able to take up the entire screen on here of 480 by 360 by putting a black outline around the picture area here in Scratch. If I didn't have that, it wouldn't let me have the 480 by 360, which would mess up my 0, 0 setting here on the coordinates. Okay, so there's a little bit of trickery with Scratch to get to do what I want. So just keep that in mind when you make these programs. It's just because you can imagine it doesn't mean Scratch is going to do it for you. You've got to manipulate it a little bit. Game over sprite. Nothing you haven't seen right here. We're just ghosting the image, the door. We're using the wait until block to make it just stay there until it gets to the center. Again, it broadcasts the messages out with the coordinates, changes the variable names based upon the stage. And then the wheel, it's just like before, except on this one, the wheel is just going to turn left and right and always go to the center. That gives it a kind of a visual appeal, like it's moving around the screen. And then the You Win sprite right here, again, we just kind of manipulate different special effects and size to make the win message appear on the screen. I can just double click and make it show up. Actually, it's just like, I think, Mini Lesson 11.4. Alright, that is all there's to it for this one. Let's see if I missed anything from my presentation. Oh, layers! Forgot about layers. Okay, so layering, this is important. What it does is allow you to stack objects on top of each other with some sort of transparency. Okay, pause the video and go through and read this. I'm going to go back to the program so you can see some layering. Okay, so layering, let's stop it, play it. There's no layering going on right now because the title and the instructions are running. But the layering happens right here on the screen. We have our platform sprite, and then we have the door sprite, and this sprite, and then the stage is in the background. We had to set these platforms back 10 layers, so that way it's behind everything. And that way the sprite's going to be on top of it visually. And the same thing's for the door. Okay, so the door, we tell it to go to front. If we didn't, the door could be hidden behind one of the platforms, so you wouldn't be able to interact with it properly. And layering, it can get pretty complicated, so you make sure you pay attention to the details. When you're drawing your images inside Scratch, you'll notice this little kind of light gray, white checkered background on the images. That tells you that it's transparent, and when images are transparent, you can take those and see everything behind it. That gives a nice sensation of how it looks within the program. Okay, and again, we also have some more special effects. You saw these in combinations. One thing right here is, let's see, yeah, actually you can probably read through all this and you'll know all this because you've seen it before. And then right down here, just to cover the last and final law, for every action there's an equal but opposite reaction. And again, I put a point down here that we didn't really use this principle since we're simulating physics. Okay, there's no real true opposite reaction. We're making it appear as such, and we do that by making the sprite appear as if it was touching the platform so that it could actually jump up, that, you know, there was some force applied to something else that caused it to be unequal, which causes it to go upwards. But again, in reality, that's not really happening here in this program. Okay, so our situation is we'll program a stage and all these sprites. I didn't include all their costumes. Well, actually, these don't have any other costumes. But the the stage here has multiple costumes, and some of these levels are from the next version of this program, which will be a little bit more exciting because we'll have some moving platforms and some other obstacles. All right, well, good luck on this program, and we'll see you in the next video.